And welcome back. We're still busy in the Virginia This Morning kitchen with Chef Kay, and we continue with our Halloween-inspired foods this morning. Chef Kay, you got a little olive oil going there. This is going to be more of a savory entree for us. What are you making now?
This one is, we had our fun on that. We're going to do some celery. I'm going to get some veggies going here, and a little bit of sweet onion. This is my zombie slime soup.
Or on a real day, what do you call it?
Cheesy pumpkin cider soup.
Ah,
yes,
yum.
Which is a good, it'd be a great setup for your Thanksgiving dinner, like a nice little soup before you bring the main meal out, you know. And I actually like to put it in a little pumpkin like this, and then you just dish out little bowls for everybody.
And I was just watching something that said those little pumpkins are the best for cooking and making soups, not the big ones that we like to...
Yeah, the little pie pumpkins we call them.
They're sweet, sweeter.
Yeah, so...
And not enough pumpkin seeds, which is what I like.
Right. Do you roast your pumpkin seeds?
I do roast my own pumpkin seeds, and I make different flavors of them. It's so easy to do.
Yeah, I mean it is. You just throw it out on a baking sheet, and for those of you at home, it's so simple. Once you've done it, just get that. It's easier with your fingers, just to kind of dig in and play with it a little bit. Get the seeds out of there. Throw them on a cookie sheet.
Clean them first.
Yep, clean them. Throw them on a cookie sheet and let them roast for 20 minutes, and you've got a delicious snack.
Yeah, you can either salt them, you can put a little cayenne pepper on them, you can
season them up however you want.
Seasoning, whatever you like. You can even make them sweet and savory with like cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah. Okay.
You can tell I've done that a time or two.
I know, just a few. Absolutely. So we've got our veggies going. And I had some chicken broth somewhere here. Oh, here it is.
There it is.
Yes. So once we get that sauteing a little bit, it's getting there, we're going to put in our chicken broth.
And when we're making this at home, what texture do we want our onions and
Well, you're gonna do a nice saute to let them soften a little bit, which is what I was trying to do here. And then we're going to put the chicken broth in, and we're actually going to, because we're going to do this in 2 pots, and we're going to put in the fun version, where
so this is the
hard
version.
cider, right? And most of this is going to cook off, because what we're going to do is let those simmer, and then, you know, basically it's like boiling your celery a little bit and letting all these flavors go, but the alcohol cooks out really.
Yeah. So but if we didn't want to do that, we could use just regular cider?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. And you can just. So we're just going to put that in, and that's going to continue to simmer until they get soft, like I said. So you're going to let it go probably 10, 15 minutes at a good high temp. Bringing these to temp, sometimes it doesn't get right to boiling, but we're going to work with this. So I also, in my separate pot over here, I have heated up my beautiful Le Creuset. Ha ha ha. And
love a good Dutch oven.
Absolutely. We're going to put a little butter in there. This is where all the creamy, yummy funness starts.
And this is really a thick and creamy soup.
Yes. And you can add, with the chicken broth, you can thin it out as you want. If you want to add a little more chicken broth or a little more cider, whatever you want to go with, that is up to you, because some people like it thicker, you know, and smoother, and some people actually want it a little thinner.
That's the beauty of cooking.
Yeah, exactly. It's all you.
Yep.
And then I'm going to grab my whisk.
Okay.
So we got the butter going, and you can see we're using a whole can, a 14-ounce can of the pumpkin puree, unsweetened. Make sure you're just
not the pumpkin pie kind.
No, just the natural deal here. And then we're going to go with some heavy cream.
What's that, about a cup?
About a cup and a half.
Yeah, like more than a cup.
Yeah. And we're going to whisk that. And like that, see how that's getting nice and smooth there, starting to blend in a little bit, getting that pretty orange color going there, yeah. And then we're going to do, while we have it, a little bit of cinnamon in there.
Gotta have cinnamon with your pumpkin.
Yes, a little touch of nutmeg. I mean, you're basically creating your own pumpkin pie without making it too sweet. That's why we're just using it, because now we're going to go with some cheese here in a minute. And when this cheese gets melted in here, little bits at a time, and I use a sharp cheddar, just shredded sharp cheddar. Put that in. Starting to get real up in here now.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking breakfast.
That's right. It is so fun. And this is another one that the kids will love, too. And I do about 2 cups in here. We're letting this get some heat on it. The veggies are getting going here.
Yeah, they're close to boiling if they want.
Yeah.
Starting to tingle a little bit there.
How we doing on time?
Got a couple minutes.
Okay. So then what we're going to do is, as you guys can see, I've been melting this in, and you melt it in a little bit at a time. And then our veggies haven't quite softened enough, but I'm going to go ahead and go through the steps so you can see, and then I'll let you taste that. And what we're going to do is I like to take my spoon here, I add a little bit of the broth and the veggies. Stir it in a little bit at a time. And because you're using sharp cheddar, you notice that I haven't added any salt.
Right.
It has a salty enough. For me, I don't use a lot of salt in my food anyway. So we add that together.
Oh, that smells fabulous. All of a sudden it just bloomed.
I know. Exactly. So we got a little bit more in there. And then what I'm going to do is add it to my blender.
Now this would be one of those things too where an immersion blender would come in handy.
Absolutely. Yep.
I use that a lot when I'm making soups.
Yep. I think I blurbed them.
Splash?
I might have. Don't try that at home. Use a ladle.
Because that's hot, and you want to be careful
right.
with that. And also when you blend, you want to make sure you cover the top with a towel.
Absolutely. Hold your hand on it. Yep.
Don't want it all over the kitchen.
Right. So we're going to just kind of pulse it at first. No, turn these guys off. This will start blurping on me. Excellent. All right. So we're going to pulse it. Once you've done that, like I said, you can add a little more cream. And you can add a little extra liquid. So I'm going to add a little chicken broth just to this.
Get it going.
Yep.
And want to let you know that we're going to post all of Chef K's recipes on our website by early this afternoon at WTBR.com/BTM so that we can have this as well. Yeah.
And then you can
revving your engine.
There we go. And you can have a little taste of it
That's
right
beautiful.
there. This one is, I can just add
warm
a
on the top?
Yeah, just a little warm on there. So get it
It's
on the top.
beautifully creamy.
Yes, so that's perfect.
I'm gonna borrow
That's the
your
texture
pumpkin
I'm looking
spoon.
for. Actually, I have one right there to the right for you.
There you go.
Yep. Perfect
Okay.
spoon. Just
Always
kinda
prepared.
Stir that in, and I finish it with a little cinnamon sometimes on top.
That's delicious.
Isn't that fun?
It
So
tastes
just
like a pumpkin pie.
And you can, yeah.
A savory pumpkin pie.
Exactly, and, then and that's why, like I said, that's fun if you wanted to keep it on your table and then just let everybody have like a little shooter of it or something for your Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, thank you, Chef K. This was wonderful. Some great recipes.